Houston went 7-5 last year, 5-3 in conference play, which was the American Conference, the final team. No, excuse me. You still got UCF to do. I'm sorry. The second team to transfer from the AAC, American Athletic Conference. They won the Independence Bowl versus Louisiana Lafayette last year. Oh, my bad. They lost Clayton Tune. I actually really liked Clayton Tune a lot last year in college football. Lost Clayton Tune to the draft. Lost Tank Dell to the draft. Tank Dell is just a dog. There's no other way to explain it there. Just a dog, can do it all. Receive, run the rock, punt return, kick return, can do it all. They lose one of, again, I thought he was a low-key guy. Derek Parrish, D lineman from Houston. I remember watching the NC State game. He had 4 sacks in the game. He balled. His last year got cut short due to injury, but man, at least he's in the NFL. I think if somebody gives him a shot, he can be a nice rotational guy. They do, however, gain Tony Mathis, running back from West Virginia. He transfers in. Donovan Smith, quarterback transfer from Texas Tech, he's a dual threat guy. 25th in total offense last year, 105th in total defense last year. So again, fits right into the Big 12. Returned 11 starters, 7 on offense, 4 on defense. Ace, give me something about Houston.
Houston, ironically, it reminds me a lot about Baylor. A great 2021 season. I believe they were 12-2. And then just completely crumbled this last season. They gave up 20.4 points per game in 2021. Last year, 32 points per game. I think they also got a pretty bad draw of a schedule. Apparently, they had one of the toughest schedules in the NCAA. Their opponents' records combined for 96-60. So and also they're 1-12 versus Power 5 teams since 2018. So they're going to have to. They're one of the teams that has to prove a lot that they can hang with the big boys. You know what I mean? They play the top 5 teams in the Big 12 from last year, so they're definitely going to have the opportunity to show their mettle. Like you said, they had Donovan Smith, the Texas Tech transfer, coming in, who threw for over 2,500 yards and almost 20 touchdowns. But I know he's a big guy. He's 6'5", about 240, and can run. Has a good arm, so maybe he'll take advantage. And granted, they're not running the same offense because we have their offensive coach to you. You know what I mean? And we'll probably do better than they did, but that's neither here nor there. You mentioned their linemen. They have a pretty great left tackle in Patrick Paul. This guy is 6'7", 315, and he's only allowed 4 sacks in over 1,000 snaps. So yeah, that speaks for itself. Everybody else in the line, they may have to prove themselves, but I'm not too sure about the offense, but I knew Patrick Paul, he's definitely going to be a beast. On their defense, they have to replace their top 5 tacklers and their top 2 pass rushers. Not really too sure how they're going to do that, especially when their roster's been depleted by transfers. But man, we'll see. Maybe they can pull some things out, but if somebody's sleeping, I guess.
Yeah, and to your point about Houston last year, they came into the season with high expectations. Everybody had them as heavy favorites to win the AAC, and they disappointed everybody. They came in ranked in everything, and they dropped the game to I can't remember if they dropped the game to NC State. I think they actually ended up winning it in a very close one. I think it went to multiple overtimes. They dropped the game to Kansas. I remember that game, Kansas. That was like their coming out party last year. Houston defense couldn't stop Kansas for nothing. Kansas ran it up on them. And it just showed that the defense was, like you said, they gave up 30-something points a game. That defense was bad last year.
Yeah. But ironically, every game was a fight for them. I mean, they were in most of their games, but they just had to rally late for some reason. I have a funny stat right here. They scored 84 points in their first quarter through the whole season, 143 in the fourth quarter. So they're just a team that started late. Maybe if they can switch that around this year, maybe they'll come out with some more W's.
I just thought about it. Weren't they in the game where SMU dropped 70-something points? Or 80-something points? It was SMU Houston, right?
Yeah, they lost. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was 80-something to 60. I remember that game. That was, Houston defense, man. They needs a lot of work. All right, so we'll jump. They had the 49th overall ranked recruiting class. We'll jump into the schedule. UTSA of rematch. They won. Frank Harris, my guy, one of my favorite quarterbacks. Even though he's old as a mug in college football, he
we got a lot of super seniors out here.
Yeah, the super seniors for sure. I have them losing to UTSA because that defense is bad, and I love Frank Harris.
I actually have them winning against UTSA, but I do like UTSA. So, it is a toss-up for sure.
I mean, just a little nugget that might be. I might do something on UTSA coming up very shortly. I may or may not be. All right, moving on from UTSA, we have at Rice, where I have them winning.
I have them winning as well at Rice.
Yeah, shout out to JT Daniels, but yeah. All right, from Rice, we have the first game on week 3 at Big 12 play versus TCU, where I have them taking the L.
TCU, so whack them boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From TCU, we go to FCS Sam Houston State, where I have them taking a W.
I have them taking a W, but who knows?
Yeah. Hey, look, this is one of them games where when they talk about FCS schools upsetting,
especially a couple weeks in,
Mm-hmm.
They might be fiending for a little bit of respite,
Like, this could be a game we have circled for technically upset alert, but
it wouldn't necessarily be an upset, but it's possible.
From that, we go to at Texas Tech, where I have them taking the L.
I have them taking the L as well at Texas Tech.
All right, then we have them versus West Virginia, where I have them getting a W.
I had them getting a W, but something about West Virginia on Thursdays,
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just nostalgia or whatever the case may be,
but they in Houston, so it's not at West Virginia, so I got them taking the W.
That is true.
All right, from West Virginia, we go to Texas, where I have them L.
Yeah, we can pretty much say that we got them losing every single game from here on out.
Oh yeah, I for sure have that. I was just about to ask you. Do you have? We'll just go through it. So we have them losing every game. I'll read the game. Kansas State L, Baylor L, Cincy L, Oklahoma State L, UCF L, making Houston 3-9, 1-8 in conference play.
Yeah, 3-9. They're punching back.
For sure, the Big 12 this year. But I don't know if I got them finishing last. That remains to be seen. Moving on.
Me too.
Moving on. We go from Houston to Iowa State.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.